Back once again in the garage. Box complete. Polyurethane has sealed. Notice a little blue duct tape circles I put so I didn't get anything all curled up in my threads. You won't have to retap those holes. Again, you'll find out what that hole is for later. Paint job looking pretty doggone decent, if I may say so myself. 4 coats of polyurethane on all 3 top surfaces and 3 coats on the side. I didn't do the inside because I didn't think it was that important, because if it's closed, it's all you'll see. Got up to no blocks because I don't want it on the ground. I am about 82% complete. At this point, I just have to attach, well, I did install the piano hinges. If you see here, they'll open up. They'll open up on the insides, because that's where the middle is. So this is what it looked like essentially, minus the middle section, which is already attached to the table. So I'll split this up on the side, attach the piano hinges, the legs, and the casters, and we'll call this project a wrap. But it's getting later on a day on a Sunday, and I am starving, so we're gonna call it a day. Besides, I'm out of Gatorade. Citrus Cooler the best. So here we are. Again, we'll take a pause for the calls. And once, like I said, legs, there's no 4 legs, 2 on each side, plus the support. I did put the pocket holes there. See here, for support on the leg. So here we are, another view. I guess this is a better angle, yeah. See, top, shelf, shelf, shelf. So we'll check back with y'all tomorrow when we finish up this project. Folding work table by yours truly. You know who it is, you know where we at, you know what we're doing. We're back in the garage. Finished assembly, minus the legs. Again, I know I still have to stain and brace the legs. By brace the legs, this piece here will go between here and here for support. And piano hinges will hold, this is a view under the table. Piano hinges will hold the table supported from the bottom. Just finished putting on the 2nd coat of polyurethane. Notice it's starting to get a luster. I'll probably put 2 or 3 more coats on for good measure. See, yeah. So just a regular old quarter polyurethane from your local hardware store. Again, I know you're still wondering what the hole was for, but you will find out soon enough. So here we are, 2 coats down. Let's get a view of the underbelly, if you will. These are all storage racks. Here, here, and here. And notice the casters. They've been mounted. See the screws. They're mounted face down. Face down, all 4 sides. So we'll let this dry. Try to let it dry for at least 4 to 5 hours before you're between coats. I know it's a long time. You should spend a lot of time idle, but you know, go in the house, touch your kids or something. That's what I do. So we'll check back in when it's dry. We'll slap another coat on there, and we'll finish with the legs. Again, the legs have to be stained and braced and piano hinged. So we'll check back in later. Hello world, you know who it is, you know where we at, you know what we're doing. Back in the garage. Final step in the folding work table. See my face hair grew back. Shout out to the haters. You see I'm already using it. It's pretty handy. And you see what the hole was for. If you see here, I undermounted my skill saw. Yes people, a circular saw is now a table saw. And I mounted to the top. So what you see here. And that was what the hole was for that I kept making reference to. So yes, so now my work table has a table saw. Get your little profile view there. Coming at you. It's coming at you. Pull it back out there. And the way that works is, again, mount it upside down. T-bolts. See the cord runs to, I assembled this piece as well. This is my safety feature, as to not kill myself or cut my fingers off or any other part of my anatomy that I've grown quite close to over the last few years. You plug it up, and what you see here is, you see that is a hose clamp. We all know that skill saws have, well, any type of circular saw has the locking mechanism here that you have to engage before you can press the trigger. So what I did was I just pressed this button and held the trigger down while I tightened it with the hose clamp. So this is in a perpetual on mode, if you will, which is quite dangerous. So in order to save these and anything else on the table, I came up with this contraption here. And pretty much I just went to your local hardware store, Lowe's, shout out boy, you know, always improving, and built this pretty much, if you will. This is, again, an extension cord here, if you will, and 2 boxes. Now, the difference between these 2 plugs here is, you see, notice it's plugged up. It's plugged up to the extension cord, it's plugged into the wall, but it's not on. That is because this switch controls this outlet. Watch and listen. So now the only way to control the saw, this top outlet, is by plugging it into the top outlet, which is on fixed power, and the bottom is on continuous power, and flipping the switch. So I'll just probably end up running this along the side here to put my switch here, and that way it'll work more functionally as a table saw. And that way, again, it's a safety hazard, so you don't have to leave a speeding blade turning while you bend down to try to unplug a cord. So, and again, this bottom outlet is on continuous power. So if you watch, if I plug into the bottom outlet, it'll turn on, which is exactly what you don't want. So for the bottom outlet, I'll just use again, like my hose vac, my shop vac, if you will, or adapter outlet, so I can run multiple to my Dremel or whatever at the same time. So that's the secret to this contraption, is safety first, people. Keep your hands and your fingers. This switch controls the top outlet. So that's how that works. And again, this is the finished product. You see, I'm already using it. This is my bench dog pads, because I'm working on my next project as I wrap this project up. You see the polyurethane set in, and it looks really, I did go back and put another coat on. It looks really nice, and it's a nice smooth finish. And like I said, you see here, I'm already on to the next one. And there we are. That is it. Matter of fact, as point of reference, I did go back and change my design. And remember, originally, if you go to the website, they'll tell you to use galvanized pipe. But for me, I couldn't fathom paying the price for legs as you would pay for the entire project. So I just used some old scrap 2x4s I had. I did use the brace. Again, see here, using my pocket holes, and instead of using piano hinges because the legs were too long to fold flushly under the mount, I just drill holes. But what you don't see is what the hole is attached to is, again, a T-bolt that we use in the top as well to sit flushly. And here, to make sure that I always line my hose up correctly, is this little contraption here, just so you just pretty much just run it under, sit it in the clamp, and there you know, just so I just have to bolt it down, 4 bolts in and out as randomly as I want, and that way I won't have to worry about keep drilling and re-drilling holes. There's already a hole there with the reds to hold the bolt from the top. So there we are. La-ta-ta. There we go. So and again, I'm sure I'll go back and add maybe quite possibly modify this other top side for makeshift router table to the same nature as I did with this side with the table saw. That way it will be 100% all encompassing for all of my power tools. And I might go back and add peg boards here to hang things of that nature, extension cords, or you know, whatever tickles your fancy. And so that's about it. That is the table, folding work table.